Tonight, Oregon mourns and remembers a political giant. Longtime state lawmaker and Senate President Peter Courtney has died at the age of 81. The governor's office says Courtney died of complications from cancer. Courtney, the longest serving lawmaker and Senate president in Oregon history. At 5 o'clock, I'm Jeff Gianola.
I'm Elizabeth Din. We have team coverage for you tonight, including a look at Courtney's legacy. Today, there was even a previously scheduled event to celebrate the longtime legislative leader, renaming the state hospital for the mentally ill in his honor. Lisa Balick live in Salem. Lisa, the governor and other legislative leaders worked with Courtney. What did they have to say about his passing?
Yeah, it is a tremendous loss. You know, those of us who have known him for a long time, myself covering the legislature when he was a lawmaker and Senate president, knew him. He was always good-humored, very funny guy. But one of the biggest hearts you could imagine. He cared so much about people. That's what mattered, and that's when there was tough negotiations. He would get in there, and he would talk to people on a personal level. And in terms of being kind, that really was the biggest thing, what he was known for. Now, today, here at the state hospital, they were renaming the state hospital in his honor, and a lot of the folks wanted to talk about him today.
His legacy as a legislative leader will be the stuff of history books.
Oregon Governor Tina Kotek honoring Peter Courtney, a longtime mentor during her time as a lawmaker then governor. The Oregon Health Authority naming the state hospital here the Peter Courtney Salem campus. Courtney representing Salem as part of his district. He pushed for replacing the state hospital for people with mental illness with a new facility. The tributes to the longtime Democratic leader are pouring in from both sides of the aisle. The head of the Senate Republicans here today, Tim Knopp, who was good friends with him. Courtney worked with him to get the Republican walkouts to end. What worked? What was his magic?
Well, his magic was that he never gave up, and he always tried to find a way. And he did that through humor, and it was a wild ride with Peter whenever you would meet with him. But he cared for people. I think that's his legacy.
Courtney worked on a lot of issues. I asked Senator Manning to name a few.
Give Oregon collegiate athletes the ability to earn money for use of their name, image, and likeness. President Peter Courtney and my name are the only two that's on that bill. That bill is going to help collegiate athletes long into the future.
I got a chance to ask the governor a lesson she learned along the way from Senator Courtney.
Always ask about how someone's family is. Always ask about how they're doing, making sure that they're healthy in their personal life so they can do this work. That is something Peter was really good at, and I watched it, and by the time I was in speaker for 10 years, I was like, that is a good thing to do all the time for people, and that was vintage Peter.
And again, that's what he is remembered for, all his accomplishments, all the legislation that he got through, because he knew how to work with people, sit down with them, and at times even he would take people, get them in a room, close the door and say, we're not opening the door until we get this worked out. And that was part of his magic as well. Back to you.